Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for my review of Call of the Night Episode 3, A Lot Came Out. We sort of pick up where the last episode ended with Yomori confronting his classmate Akira. We then cut to Yomori and Nozuna discussing the nature of friendship and when you can consider someone a friend or not. Looks like we might be getting a more serious episode. So back to Yomori talking to Akira, it winds up that he had inadvertently put his walkie-talkie receiver on her mailbox as a child and she thought it was a gift for them to keep in touch. And she's been holding on to it since then, so sort of a nice follow-up from last episode. She goes to class really early in the morning, so the two of them sort of interact as Yomori is kind of coming home and Akira is kind of going to school, and they decide that they'll hang out in the morning when they kind of intersect. This sort of puts a rift between Yomori and Nozuna, or so we think. First it seems like Nozuna's okay with it, then they get a few good gags in when the three of them are together. They go out for breakfast, although Nozuna's drinking beer, the rest of them are eating breakfast. And then Akira and Yomori kind of have a heart-to-heart, and she asks him to start coming back to school. In case it's not obvious, Yomori had stopped going to school once he started roaming the streets at night trying to become a vampire. Nozuna fairly angrily leaves, and we get our kind of obligatory Yomori roaming the streets trying to find her. Really like the montage music though. Winds up that there was, some confusion. I don't need to get into all the details, and everyone kind of makes up. And by everyone, I mean Nozuna and Yomori. Nozuna notices that Yomori tripped and started bleeding in his mouth, so she kisses him to get some extra blood. This was a really great episode. I really enjoyed it. It's not really plot heavy, so there's not a lot to talk about in that regard, but we sort of have the relationship between Nozuna and Yomori built up, and now they're starting to add in some more wrinkles. I mean, I don't think this is going to be a super plot heavy show, but more about, the interactions and the emotions between the different characters. And judging by the opening, it looks like they're probably going to be introducing a few more characters as well. Lots of interesting discussions and interactions between the characters, and we see Yomori sort of having to choose between his past as a human and his future as a vampire. I also really liked how Nozuna was trying to create a rift between Yomori and Akira. At first, she kind of is trying to play it off as a joke and kind of going for the double entendre gag by saying that their relationship is just physical. But as the three of them go on, you could see that she is kind of more actively trying to create trouble between Yomori and Akira. Other than that, there were not a ton of jokes in this episode, and the show seems fairly focused on the romance angle right now, but a very good episode nonetheless. I would probably go up a bit from last week, and I'd probably say 7.5 out of 10, mostly because I'm starting to get more invested in the characters and kind of want to see how they evolve over the course of the series. No idea what to expect going forward, or if this three-way love triangle is going to continue or going to add in more people, maybe another guy. But either way, I'll definitely be tuning in next week to find out.